Hello, everybody, and welcome to TOFFEE BLUECAST. We are here with the match preview. Some guests tonight as well. Paul is on the bevy train tonight, so Paul will not be on the TOFFEE BLUECAST tonight. But I've managed to get two guests. I pulled off another Everton fan. We've not had him on before, so I'm quite excited to have him on. And we've also got Crystal Palace fan on, a different Crystal Palace fan from the Eagle Eye. So that'll be a cracker as well. Get involved in the comments. You'll enjoy this, as I always say. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe early. Different guests, so it's going to be an interesting one and a cracking show. So as we always do it, let's give them a bit of build-up. Here we go. You ready? Let's give them some. You've probably seen this guy in the vlogs. We've got him in. Jabbo, here we go.
Yo, Batman. Yours?
Give you a bit of big music there for the intro, Jabbo. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Well, as good as someone can be, to be honest. What about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm ready for another. Well, you've got to be, aren't you? Ready for another game to see what we can do with this one, Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a question of how long does Sean Dyche stay in charge for at this point, isn't it? I think it's comes to that question more than anything else, to be honest. Now.
Yeah, well, we can touch that, to be fair. Before we go into the match, we can touch a bit about that on the ownership, whether it will make a difference, what we think, how we feel, how Crystal Palace are feeling. So we will hit all that right now. So let's get him on from Eagle Eye. It's Nate. Let's get him on. There he is, getting the screen already. Crystal Palace top on, ready. How you doing, Nate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good. I can't say I'm looking forward to tomorrow, as you found out last night on our show, but, you know, we'll get into that. But otherwise, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, you did touch on, we're going to talk about it more, but Everton is a team that we've probably had a bit of joy against Crystal Palace, haven't we, Jabba? We haven't done too bad. I mean,
Not done too bad against them right now. I think it's a bigger game than what people probably think, to be honest. I mean, with obviously, Branthwaite's coming back. Whether he'll start, we don't know. Mikalenko's coming back. Whether he'll start again, we don't know. There's a lot of questions to be asked with our side, to be honest. I think it's more to do with, can we get the team selection right? Can we? Because we start off very good, and that says a lot that we start off very well, but it's maintaining that and carrying it on for a full 90 minutes is whether we can do that or not, and that's the main question, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I was just trying to say that. I mean, Nate, we'll hear from him in a minute, but he didn't sound that confident against us. I was saying, like, we are scoring goals, but we can't seem to see a game out at the minute, can we? Very scary second half, and I do feel like we're showing enough to win up top, but scary in defence to actually see the game out.
Yeah, I mean, it's more to do with the fact of, I know people put a lot of blame on Michael Keane, and we'll go to the Watkins goal, for example, where he beat Keane in the header and it's gone in the back of the net. But my version of it is, a keeper in this modern game, it never happened. But if you look back the further down the years, a keeper would come out, clatter the both of them, win the ball. And I think the game's that modernised now where keepers actually don't do that. So when you look at it from that point of view and go, well, why hasn't the keeper done that? The keeper should realistically do that. And for me, that was more to do with, why is Watkins scoring from that close range, and why hasn't Pickford come to claim it? Why hasn't he gone into Watkins and Keane, took them both out to get the ball? But I don't know. It's a lot of things with Everton at the moment, and there's a lot of controversies around the club, obviously with the ownership, and Sean Dyche, team selections. It's a lot of things with us, really, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, well, it is a big split as well. I mean, I spoke to you a bit before on the Michael Keane thing, and there's two ends. I mean, you either massively think Michael Keane's a problem, or, like, say, on your end, you probably think that Michael Keane, Tarkowski's been as bad, you said to me. So we are split on a lot of things at the minute, especially on the pitch. We don't know anything, do we, at the minute, on combination in defence. Defence has been so bad. in so many different ways. And that's probably why we're split, because some people will blame him, some people will blame someone else. And that's the way it is at the minute.
Well, to be fair, I don't like Michael Keane as much as I like the next person doesn't like Michael Keane. You know, I'm not really the biggest Michael Keane fan, but I think it's quite unfair to say that everything has been his fault, because arguably you look at the other end of the spectrum and it's like Michael Keane's had a better start to the season than what James Tarkowski currently had at the moment, but not so much mention on the Tarky front as there is Michael Keane at the moment.
My argument has been, and we'll have a little clash on this, not like a bad clash, good clash, but I do believe that some of the defenders are unsettled around Michael Keane. That's just my opinion. I think that maybe it's just weird how Tarkowski could play good with Branthwaite.
I think Branthwaite takes away a lot of Tarkowski's flaws, though, where obviously Michael Keane not so much.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you are right.
I don't know. I think that, to be fair, I think the whole defensive combination's been woeful in itself, and I've seen one of the comments there saying we just don't seem to win the game with Michael Keane on the side, and that's why, you know, I think that's why he probably does get the blame. There is times where he's woeful and he's terrible, but I think it's obviously the flaws with Keane and Tarkowski don't work, and Dyche has got to change that tomorrow. He has to change it tomorrow.
It's going to be interesting to see what he does. Now, the comments are coming in. I do like to interact with the comments because the channel wouldn't be here without you. Emma, she's obviously been on your channel as well. Jebbo, yay, Jebbo's on. Hello, lad. Pause, love you, mate. Glad you're on. There's Eugene. We're getting some cracking regulars on the channel now. Remember to smash that like button. So he's promoting it for me there. Lulu, evening, everyone. Emma's here. They're all in the building. Even commenting on what you said, Keane hasn't been woeful, to be fair to him. We just don't seem to be able to win a game with him in the side. What do you think on that one, Jebba?
Agreed. It's statistically, it shows, doesn't it? I mean, statistically, we don't win many games with Michael Keane on the side. Games that he's probably been awful in, games that he's probably been decent in, like the Bournemouth game, for example. Again, the Bournemouth game was on Sean Dyche, that you can't really put that down to Michael Keane, because when you're making two substitutions and you've got 5 available, it's I don't know, it's a lot of sticky situations surrounding Everton Football Club at this time and moment, and you know, hopefully with the new owners coming in, if that does obviously get completed, it's got to be ran right. It's got to be ran. The whole clear out's got to happen from top to bottom, really, hasn't it? And it's got to start with the top, because if the top's not done properly, it's not going to get ran properly at the bottom, is it?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, on the ownership, we'll cover that now, and then we'll jump on to Nate and see if how he's feeling, if he's got as many problems as we're talking about, or any like little things that are going on that is unsettling his mind at the start of the season. But the ownership, like you said, if we've been crying out for a new owner, Mashiri is supposed to have gone a long time ago. We've been crying out for a new owner, and like you say, if you change the owner, you've got to do everything, because if you change the owner and you don't change a few things, you're going to have to wait to change the owner to change that again. So, like you say, at the very top, I think the whole board's got to be changed. I even think the Farrell's job might be under pressure. Sporting director.
Yeah.
I can't say whether he's done good or bad, because I don't think he's been given much funds. But I honestly do believe when a new owner comes in, if it's a good owner, they'll look at improving every single area. So all of the board will get changed, even though hardly anyone's on it. The sporting director definitely will get looked at, and if he looks like he can be handy, he'll keep the job. The manager will massively get looked at as well. You'd like to think that they'd look at every job, and if they don't think it's good enough, it will get changed.
Oh yeah, definitely. It has to. I mean, because if not, we're stuck in the whole same situation all over again, where it's unsettlement, poor performances. I mean, everything, you know, if there's unsettlement at the top, it's obviously going to cause issues down the hole to the bottom, which obviously goes with the players, the manager, everyone, the fans. Because right now, we don't know what's going to happen with Sean Dyche. We all, in my opinion, he should have been gone before the season even started. And you look at that as a controversial take, because obviously he done what he was designed to do. He had a good season. Obviously, we had a points deduction, and we'll have finished a lot higher up the league with that point deduction if it didn't happen. And you've got to look at that. But for me, Sean Dyche is only with us to do what he was destined to do, and that was just to keep us up. Now we have to try and find a long-term replacement, in my opinion. And I know some people are shouting for David Moyes, but there's a reason why you never go back on things. And because if you just keep going back, you're never going to take that leap forward. You know what I mean? I mean, David Moyes left us for Man United in the way that he left us for Man United. So why should we go back to him? There's, in my opinion, probably better and more obscure managers in this modern era than there probably is David Moyes, to be honest.
Yeah, well, David Moyes, he went on a channel not long ago, didn't he? And I think he does want to manage us. But if we are going to change and move forward, I don't know. I'm not a fan either. I'm with you. I think he's been there, and I think we need a different type of manager. Similar, I think he's better than Sean Dyche, but similar tactics to Sean Dyche. Does give up a lot of possession as well. So the manager change it's going to be interesting. And if this game's a big one on the manager, a lot of pressure on him on this one. Right, Nate, I'm going to move it over to you. We spoke about it a bit yesterday, and it's interesting because Texter. I did see that you did a video with Texter on your channel, dancing and singing about.
Yeah, we did
on your channel.
Yeah, we did an interview with him. We had it was after that FA Cup game between Palace and Everton where Lampard had a full-blown meltdown, talking about lucky goal, fluke goal, this, that, the other. But yeah, that's when that was. But yeah, look, a lot of Palace fans, they don't like him because it's one thing that you want to move away because you don't have full control of the club. Fair enough. Do it with grace and dignity. Don't drag out the dirty laundry throughout the press, start bad-mouthing the fans and the club, because then we say to ourselves, hold on a second. The fans haven't done anything to you to merit this. Whatever about what's going on with him and Parrish and the other two Americans and whatever. But no, he actually outed the fans and was like, the Palace fans, this, that, the other. A lot of us are sat there thinking, we had no problem with you. But now all of a sudden you're taking shots at us when we're the ones that, for the most part, were happy to have you come on board. Because he spearheaded a lot of the recruitment that brought in the likes of Mark Gay, Joachim Anderson, Michael Elise. He was massively in favour of someone like Patrick Vieira to come in when he did, because we'd gone to type of Sam Allardyce, Roy Hodgson, Alan Pardew, Tony Pulis, just negative British managers that you don't want at your football club if you're looking to progress up the league. And Vieira, to be fair to him, at the start of his time, you know, it was looking good. We were playing quite well, and then it all went sour towards the end of his time in the second season. But yeah, Texter's one of those that if he left tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad. I'm just like, you know what, just go, mate, just sell up, because Parrish is the type of person where he doesn't want to see the club be where it was when he took over in 2010. Him and the other three that came in at the start of 2010, because I don't want to see my club like that again. I've seen my club in 2 administrations, and that's something that I don't wish on any fan, even our most hated rivals, be it Brighton, be it Millwall. I don't want to see any football club go through what we went through twice over, because it's not something that's nice. You know, and I know Everton were very close to that with the 777 takeover, but yeah, Texter, yeah, bun that guy, bun him.
Yeah, we'd be the same, wouldn't we, Jebbo? I think if someone was in our club and they had that much percentage and they went and said they're not interested in you anymore and they're going to go and try and buy another club, you would turn on him, wouldn't you, Jebbo? I think I can see why he feels like that.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I mean, it's a case of you can't have someone shitting on your own club, especially when you want out. Like, it's the best. It's nothing to really do with it, but like, remember when Anthony Gordon left us for Newcastle? Like, it's that type of thing. I mean, but obviously with Texter, it's a lot worse because he has funding in Palace, doesn't he? I mean, I feel sorry for the Palace fans, to be honest, if I'm honest. But would I wish administration on Liverpool? Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, as well.
I'm sorry. I know he's saying he can't wish it on his worst rivals and all that, but I would wish it on Liverpool every single day of the week. I can't lie.
We are, to be fair, I would as well. But I get where he's coming from. Like, it's one of the worst things to go through. So he's got all the feelings of going through that. But like you say, I won't wish it on anyone else. Just Liverpool administration, be good on them. I give it to them gladly. With all the shit we get from them, I'll gladly
Oh yeah, of course.
I wish it on them. Yeah, but it's we did well out of Texas though, didn't we, Jabbo? I mean, I mentioned it on the Eagle Eye yesterday. They said you'd done well out of him as well because he went and got us O'Brien. I honestly feel Texter had a big say on that, and Mangala as well. He was supposed to go to Fiorentina, and Texter pushed him to us as well. So for an owner that we're not even going to get, and that's not going to have nothing to do with Everton, he did a lot of work for us, didn't he, Texter? I think we did well out of him.
Yeah, I mean, as well, you got to look at it from the other point of view as well. So the Freakin, but I know Freakin's obviously in the pole position now, and it's nearly all closed over and stuff like that. But obviously, he got us like the Roma friendly. You know, there was other stuff that he done for us as well. So you've got to look at it from that point of view. There is people that are interested in taking over Everton Football Club that are actually willing before it's even been agreed to actually do things for us, which you've got to take that as a positive step because obviously they want to be at Everton Football Club, which is we say this when signing players, and I've always said this for the longest now, who actually wants to come to Everton Football Club, and it actually speaks volumes now. It really speaks volumes that obviously you got the likes of Texter and Friedkin who both want to come to Everton Football Club to own the club and progress with the club and things like that. So whichever one of them it may be, obviously it's looking like it's Friedkin now. So yeah, as long as it's ran right, I'm all for it.
The future does look brighter for us. Beautiful stadium, absolute incredible stadium. It's looking better with every day. The more they're just putting little touches on it now to make it more historic. The Emma says on what you're saying, people calling for Moyes before the freaking deal agreed. They are dreaming bigger. Which I agree. I mean, we don't know how big these new owners are going to be. The freaking group, they might want a big time manager. We've just got to wait and see what these want to do. They might not come in and say they want David Moyes. They might pull a big name out of the hat. And I think that makes a good impression for me. I'd love it if they come in and pulled a manager that none of us even thought about, that we thought wouldn't even be possible. Like, wow, you really pulled him in. Straight away then, it knocks your ambition higher, I think. Aston Villa did it. Aston Villa, they got rid of Gerrard and went and got a big-time manager. And then since then, the manager's got on where they want to be straight away. So I think the manager move is massive.
To be fair, though, Dan, it's better than the Chris Wilder shot, though, mate.
Some bad ones going around, isn't there?
Yeah,
there is some
Jesus
bad
Christ.
managers going around.
There is,
Go on, sorry.
I mean, for me, looking at managers, I mean, Carlos Cabrenon from West Brom's probably a realistic shout for Everton Football Club at this time and moment. He's obviously doing well with them in the Championship. Whether, as I say, I don't think he's really proven in the Premier League from what I know of him anyway. But you see what he's done at Huddersfield when he was there. Yeah, you've seen what he's doing now with West Brom. I mean, he looks like a decent little manager, Carlos Cabrenon.
Thomas Frank
Potter
that got mentioned, Jabbo. What do you think of that? Thomas Frank has been in the comments a lot on Toffee Blue.
I think it's unrealistic, though. I just think.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get him.
I don't think he'd ever come to us I think there's just like people going, we want him, and it's fine. Everyone's entitled to want who they want, but I think being in the position we're in at the moment, you've got to be more realistic in the shouts and go, well, this is who we can try and get and not Chris Wilder, by the way, never Chris Wilder. But, you know, you have to look at realistic shouts. You've got to look at probability and things like that. And going for a manager from Brentford who are undoubtedly doing much better than what we are, you know, I can't see it happening, to be honest.
It's going to be so interesting, and we just don't know yet. There's going to be a big show that's coming up. Southgate in the hat as well. But then it has also been mentioned that Southgate might go somewhere else. It's interesting. It is going to be very interesting. Paul's has then gone on to say, here we go. This is for you, Nate. Well, kind of linked to your team anyway. I've got a lot of time for Palace, real club that are treated unfairly after tomorrow. Genuinely wish them all the best. See, we've got some good ones on this channel, Nate. Oh, mate. We haven't got any big grudge against you, to be fair.
I never said you didn't, for the record. I never said you didn't. Hang on. I never said you didn't. Don't be trying that one.
What's that? No, he said he's got respect.
I said I never said you didn't have any good ones.
Well, Right, here we go. Let's. No, sometimes on the channel when you get an opposition fan, you could be a rival. We could be completely going against you. You've got respect straight away in the Toffee BLUECAST house, Nate. Right, here we go, Nate.
There's no beef between Everton and Palace. Like, there's no beef between us. So I'd be surprised if anybody had an issue with us.
You've helped us sometimes, I tell you. Right, Nate, I'm going to get your lineup prediction. I want your lineup. This should be interesting.
As in our predicted lineup or a combined 11?
I just want your what lineup you would like tomorrow, mate. I'm going to put it on the screen now. I'll screen share it.
That's predicted lineup. Okay.
Yes.
Well, more to be honest, we know that Chris Richards is out because Glasgow this morning. So part of me said that it's going to be Henderson, Mitchell, and Munoz, goalkeeper, left back, and right back, respectively. They pretty much we don't really have anyone else there.
We'll start with your goalkeeper. Your goalkeeper is Henderson, yeah?
Yeah, Dean Henderson, yeah.
To be fair, some of these players, you've got some new players in, haven't you? So there we go. Let's get this man in your goals first. We'll start from the very back line. Is this the formation that you're going to go for, Nate? 4-4-2.
I can't even see that, to be honest.
Make your screen.
We normally play 5-2-3. We play with wing backs under Glasner, so I'd be hard pressed to see us play 4-4-2. That's more like a Roy Hodgson, Pardew kind of formation. And the less I think about Hodgson or Pardew, the better. Because oh god, the scars from it.
I know you probably.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Like the manager,
yeah.
Don't you?
Huh?
So you said your three centre backs. Who are you going to go for then, mate?
Nathaniel Klein, right centre back. Although Trevor Chalobah is fit, but I don't see him starting, so I'll say Nathaniel Klein. I know he's in for a rough afternoon tomorrow, being a former Red.
You like this player,
yeah? Yeah, that's him.
On to the next one.
Mark Gay.
What did you think of him when he played for England? I bet he was really happy, wasn't you? He seemed to really do well for himself for England. It made his name even better. I just couldn't
believe we took the most players to the tournament. I was like, what? Palace? This don't wait, what? And then I realized, oh, but they've left out the two players they probably should have brought. Crazy. But anyway.
Did it hurt you when you lost Olsen?
Anderson? Not really. I mean, we got a good bit of money. We made a profit on him, so it's not really obviously great player for us, but you know, he went to Fulham. It's not like he's gone to a direct London rival that there's beef there. Like Fulham they're just another London team. Like if it was West Ham, I might feel a certain way about it. But no, going to Fulham, I don't really care for that. Sorry, Maxence Lacroix is the other centre back. And that guy has been very, very good.
You played Richards there last game, didn't you?
Yeah, but he's not fit.
Is he not? No, I'm just looking at your team up now. I'm just wondering why you ain't playing Richards, but you've just told me now he's not available.
Yeah, he's injured. So that's why I said Nathaniel Klein, because Richards normally plays where Klein is playing. Because the Richards side of Gay. So that's why I've had to go with Nathaniel Klein, even though we've got Trevor Chalobah in the squad. I don't see him starting.
Just trying to get his name up now. How'd you spell his name? Getting it up on this.
Lacroix. There he is. That's him. Yeah, that's him.
Didn't it? There we go. Let's chuck him in. What do you think of him? I don't know much about him. Is he good?
He played at Wolfsburg under Glasner, so there's another player there that has played under our manager before, so that's kind of what convinced Palace to go in for him, because it was either that or trust Rob Holding, and he's now been pretty much frozen out of the club altogether. He's not even in. He wasn't even in the squad photo. So yeah, give me Lapoire over Rob Holding any day of the week, because I can't go for it.
Right, let's move into midfield then. That's your three centre backs. They're all right, to be fair. They're not bad. Your midfielders. Who are you going to go for first?
So because we play with wing backs, put Mitchell on the left and Munoz on the right, because they act as more as wing backs than wingers. So Tyrick Mitchell at left back. And then Daniel Munoz on the other side.
I actually picked him in my combined 11 just because I wasn't sure about our right backs, and I had to put one of your players in. And he does get you mentioned on your channel that he does get forward a lot, don't you? So in that position, it's obviously going to suit him if he does like going forward. Can get forward more. Right into your centre midfield. Then who are you going for?
Good question, because we don't really. Jefferson Lerma has to go in there because he's been fantastic for us in midfield so far this season. And obviously Adam Wharton. That's another one that has to go in there.
Cracking player into. What do you think of Wharton, Jabba? A really good player into. We was linked to him, I said, and we didn't get him. I was gutted. Really good player.
Wharton's a very good player, mate. Very good player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if it's Dougie Freedman in the Football League, he doesn't miss, because Freedman's recruitment from the Football League has been crazy for us.
Right, so one more in the middle.
He does kind of play more further forward, but I'd have to say Eze, because realistically, it should be Eze on the left, and then. So you kind of could do a 4-3-3, but we'll work with what we have.
We'll put him there, yeah.
And then, yeah, just for argument's sake, yeah, that's better. That's better.
Yeah, it makes you feel better, doesn't it? That's what way we'll play anyway. So, go on.
Again, championship signing. So if you could put Eze on the left, as in left wing, and then move someone out right wing, you've pretty much got how we play, really. But I'm going to say Mateta up top, and hopefully Ismail Assar out on the right, because Daichi Kamada as a right winger doesn't work. Good player, and I like him, but yeah, it has to be Ismail Assar, because like that guy's been so good for us, even though we haven't won a game yet. He's been really good in the last 3 games. Was very lucky not to score against Man United as well, even though we got away with murder in that first half, because we should have been out. We should have been killed.
Was it SARR?
Yeah.
Trying to find him now. I can't find him.
You may have to use his first name, Ismail. So Ismaila, I think. Yeah, there you go.
There we go, man. I'm really surprised looking at this that you haven't got Nketiah in it, and I think it's just because I really do rate Nketiah. What do you think of that signing? Do you like him?
No, don't get me wrong. I like Eddie, but purely because of his physicality, Mateta for me has to start. Now I know on our channel we said that we prefer to see Nketiah play because Mateta needs a rest, but if your Branthwaites and that are playing tomorrow, we need Mateta to bully him. And I know Branthwaite's a great player, and I'm not saying that he's not, but you need your centre forward to bully him. And Eddie Nketiah is a nippy forward. Mateta can bully a defender. So for me, I'd go over if Branthwaite is fit on the Everton side of things, we need Mateta to start, because otherwise he could have Eddie Nketiah for dinner. Because Nketiah is not the most physical of strikers, but do I like Eddie Nketiah? Absolutely. I'm still surprised we got him for the money we did, because we don't normally spend that much money on strikers. I mean, the most we signed was from your friends on the other side of Stanley Park for Benteke, and I still can't live that one down. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that team.
It does look. Jebbo, I'm going to. I mean, we say our thing on your lineup as well. Where do we think we can hurt you? What are we scared of, Jebbo? It's not a bad lineup, that ain't, is it? We're not going into game here, have we? What do you think of that, Jebbo?
Palace is never an easy game, to be honest. It's always one of them that you look at, and it's never easy. I mean, you got to look at it as well. They've not won a game. We've not won a game. It's all to play for, really. I think it's more about risk taking in this game. We have obviously the advantage of being at home, but it's not really an advantage for us anymore, to be honest.
No, we are a bit hostile at the minute because we haven't got that. What player are you looking at there? Give me a player. Who's the main threat there? Who are you scared of the most, Jebbo?
I mean, a player that I wanted before he had to move to Marseille was actually Ismail Assar when he was at Watford. I actually wanted him to come to Everton, actually, funnily enough. Mark Gay's a very good centre-back as well. You know, you've got to look at that. Eze's probably... See, I don't know, there's a few people that you look at and it's like, ooh, because obviously you've got Eze, you've got Mateta, Sarr, Gahey. Probably go for them, to be honest. Wharton.
Blues has said, I think based on this, 6 to 7, 8 of those players get into. Yeah, they are decent. They have got a really good team there, but we are both. We've only drew. None of us have won this season, so we can have good teams on paper, but performance we haven't been doing it, have we? Nate, before I chuck our lineups on the screen and ask people in the comments their lineups. I'm pretty sure we'll call out what we feel is weak when we do our lineup. But do you feel like weak in anything scares you there, Nate? Do you feel weak in any areas? Is there something that does your head in those players on the screen?
To be honest, it kind of depends on, and I've always said this, the first 20 minutes for Palace is crucial because, particularly away from home, because you know, this is an emotional season for you as Everton fans. It's I believe it's your last at Goodison Park. Am I right? Or is it the last half season or something like that to that effect?
Last one.
You know, you're going into your new stadium at Bramley Moor Dock, which I've seen videos of it. I'm obviously following the progress of it. It looks sensational. So this is our last chance to get a win at Goodison, because the last time we did, I believe, was when Fraser Campbell and Yannick Bolasie scored for us way back in, I think, 14, 15, 10 years ago. So Everton's never been a happy hunting ground for us when we go away from home. I obviously, Dan, I mentioned last night, you know, that famous 2-0 scoreline that we let slip, and then the pitch invasion after you managed to get the win to 3-2 and everything else. So I'm looking at it saying, I hate Everton away. Not because I don't like the club, but it's never been a happy ground for us. So it's one of those where I'm like, just get the game over and done with. I don't care about Everton away. Just get it over, get it out of the way. Just move on to the next game, because it's never been a game where I'm like, yeah, we can get a result here. I'm like, no, we'll probably lose. We might draw, but we very rarely, if ever, win. So it's one of those games where I'm like, even at our best, we still can't beat Everton away from home. And there have been some very good teams we brought up there, and we've still come away with nothing. So I'm just like, what's the point? Just may as well just leave them the 3 points at the door and jack it in. But now I feel like, because both teams badly need a win, of course, you know, Everton have had an absolutely, you know, poor start by your standards. We haven't exactly hit the ground running either. This is up for grabs for both teams, and hopefully for us, we turn up and get the job done, because we need to get this win quick. Because, you know, to go 5, 6, 7 games without a win, we've done it before. It's not guaranteed that you'll get out of that melee, because obviously we were there in the 17-18 season, and yeah, the less said about the Frank de Boer era, the better. That was painful, but yeah, we move.
Yeah, it is scary if you don't get away. You need that first win on the board to just get your season going, in my opinion. The Blues in the comments, and we'll keep chucking your comments on the screen, so get involved. By the way, people in the comments, can you get your Everton lineups in the comments? We're going to do ours now. Have them ready, and we'll read them out after me and Jebbo have done ours. The Blues says it. And Jai has been really good for us down our left-hand side against Klein. Do you think Klein will be able to handle Skillyman and Jai, we call him? Skilly? Do you think
it's not Klein he has to worry about. That's the joy of it. It's not Klein he has to worry about. It's Munoz. Because Munoz plays as a wing-back. So if he can get past Munoz, Klein's going to have a rough afternoon, because I've seen Njai play and he's a very good player. But if Munoz pockets and Jay, and I'm not saying he will, but if he does, we're not going to have any trouble down our right-hand side and down your left-hand side. But there's some players in your team that I'm thinking, on their day, this could be a very rough game. And Mitchell as well. If Mitchell has an off day as well, again, that's kind of a worry for us, is that we don't have any cover for Mitchell. If he gets injured, God forbid that doesn't happen tomorrow, there's no one really there that can come in for him, apart from a youngster from the 21s. And even then, he's not really getting much of a look in. So again, the ineptitude of not signing a backup left back has haunted us again, because if we lose Mitchell, it's not looking good. But, we'll get into that.
It's going to be very interesting. Right, we're gonna do our lineup now, Jebbo. We'll do a joint one, Jebbo. See if we can not fall out on this, and see if we can agree on the same lineup. Here we go. This will be ours. Ours is never easy, is it, Jebbo? It's not the lineup I've really struggled with just lately on the shows.
It's a very complicated one with us, isn't it? Especially now we've got players coming back. I mean, I'd go, let's state the obvious and get it out the way. Pickford in goal.
We can agree on that one, can't we? Definitely. Although he has made a couple of blunders, like you said, he does need to step up.
Hey, Begovic in goal.
Pickford has been a bit edgy, hasn't he? He has been a bit edgy, but I still think he's...
To be fair, though, when Virginia's played against Palace, he's not looked out of shape, like. But it's one of them.
Are we happy with this formation, Jebbo?
Yeah.
Are we going,
it's the one we played against.
We're not going 3 at the back, are we?
Nah. Can't see that happening unless Dyche's had a stroke or something, mate. I can't see that happening, to be honest.
Their 3 at the back looks really good, though. I'm so jealous that they're playing 3 at the back, because like he just said, the wing backs massively can help out, and it can stop us being effective on the wings.
Right back, Ashley Young.
Are you going Ashley Young? Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mikalenko will get left back, to be honest.
Oh, Eze versus Ashley Young. Oh, that could be a long afternoon for Ashley Young, boy.
Mikalenko's back. Would you go Mikalenko or Ashley Young?
Mikalenko left back. Has to be.
He was rubbing his hands over back. It could be Ashley Young, though. I'm not joking. When Jebbo said that, I thought, you know what? I was against it, but I was thinking, you are probably right. That's a scary thing. It could actually happen, but I don't want Eze against... Nate was rubbing his hands, and he's
none of us want it. None of us want it, mate. But none of us want it. But it's going to happen.
No.
But see, the thing is, Mikalenko at left back, he's up against Ismail Assar. That's a decent battle. But Eze against Ashley Young, we're having that all day long. All day long, we're having Ashley Young up against Eze. You better believe it. You better believe it.
This is what we get when we do lineup. This is why some Everton fans are fuming, because I said it already. Other teams are laughing at us sometimes when we do our defence, and I think to myself, Dash, why don't you see what other people are seeing? Right, let's centre back. Who go for?
Has to be Branthwaite. Has to be.
It might not be, though.
It might not be. He's probably going to go Keane and Tarky, but it should be Branthwaite.
Game, bro. Please. I know he's back, but just give him one more game off, bro.
No, he's getting him, mate. Because you're starting to get all right, and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to pipe you down and put Branthwaite in to sort your attackers out.
If Dyche honestly wants his job, if he wants his job, and if he wants it, he has to go Branthwaite and Tarky. Even though, based on merit, Tarky should not be in there.
It could be.
He has to go for what's worked for.
I would prefer Tarkowski to Keane. I know, like you say, Tarkowski has been shite, but he is a good partner with Branthwaite, so hopefully they can get back to what they was last season, because they was cracking last season, weren't they?
Yeah.
Right back.
I mean, it's going to be Ashley Young, isn't it? It's not what I want.
James Garner? What about James Garner? Because I've seen James Garner in training playing right back.
He's going to go Ashley Young, mate. I'll be brutally honest.
Eze's having fun tomorrow, by the sounds of it.
For me, I'd put Garner more central. Mate. I mean, that's his position. He's not a right back, James Garner. I mean, I think if he gets put against Eze anyway in that calibre of the game, especially, you've got to look at it this way. We've not won a game, Dave's not won a game. You've got Eze running down him. As we don't want it to be Ashley Young. I'd rather it go to what Eugene said then and have Jake O'Brien there, but it's being realistic. And the realism is if he puts Ashley Young there, he will put him there. Do you know what I mean?
Jake O'Brien used to play for Crystal Palace. This is where I wouldn't mind actually to go 3 centre backs with Jake O'Brien, Tarkowski, and Branthwaite, and then play wing backs with McNeil. But you said Ashley Young. I can't override you because you are a super guest on the channel. So Jebbo, are you going with Ashley Young? Yeah.
Yeah, even though I don't want to live. If it was my decision, mate, I wouldn't.
This is where he's going to come up with one of those.
I hear it. I know that pain of I don't want to pick this player, but I've got no other choice. And I know that pain. Trust me.
The issue is it's realism, innit? And it's realism in the fact that, like, anyone who's watched Dyche for long enough, and the way he picks his lineups and the way he's so stubborn, he's got the stubbornness of like Rafa Benitez, but just more milder, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas Benitez is just throw Rondon as a number 10. Dyche is stubborn in his decision making, his substitutions, and things like that. So with Ashley Young obviously playing against Leicester, he's going to try and keep it. I mean, even Branthwaite and Mikalenko being in there for me is too many changes from what Dyche is used to doing. But it's a hard one to say, really. The midfield 2 is the hardest for me. The forward 4 is easy as, obviously, and Lindstrom, McNeil, and Calvert-Lewin.
Let's get them. Let's get them in then. Let's get because I agree with you on that. Illiman definitely is like I am convinced this guy's dad is Lionel Messi. His dad has got to be Lionel Messi, and his mum's got to be Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I mean? He is just unreal.
Nah, he is phenomenal. Like
you say, Lindstrom. You think we'll get him again? Because he's been doing my head in playing Harrison over Lindstrom. Lindstrom all day long.
The thing is with Lindstrom is he's very good, but he doesn't pull the trigger. And that's his issue. He's very good, but he doesn't shoot. And it's what hinders his game so much. If he was to shoot, mate, it'd be like another rebirth of Ndiaye, honestly. He's that good. I think it's just, he just lacks...
McNeil in this number 10?
Yeah, McNeil is the number 10, yeah. Seen an interview come out the other day on the Everton website, and it was like McNeil being like his adaptation into the role of the number 10. So it just makes you think he's going to be there. And then Calvert-Lewin up front.
Really good stats, Auntie. I've seen that. He's got really good stats in this position at the minute, McNeil. I think it suits him as well because he's quite tidy on the ball to thread players in. And he's got a good shot on him as well. So I do think McNeil's
his issue last season. Yeah, McNeil's issue last season, though, was being out on the left. You noticed many times. Mikalenko would be on the ball, and that whole left-hand side is free because he was cut so much inside, which obviously makes people think anyway to put him as a number 10, which is obviously the right decision that he's made.
I do think with McNeil, he's not fast on the wings, but he can run all game and just put the graft in. He's got endurance, but he hasn't got the quick burst of speed. So I think when you do put McNeil in that 10, he does massively keep running and helping the space in between the 2 centre midfielders. Who are we going then in this middle that you said you're struggling with?
One of them being Mangala. I think that's a given.
Did you miss Onana? Or I probably shouldn't mention him.
Don't get me wrong. No, it's with Onana. It's a case of he's a good player, just never fitted our system, and it was his cheerleading that done my head in more than anything. I mean, the amount of times he struggled to win headers for us, and I'd say he's 6'5" and he can't even win a header. I think he just didn't fit the Everton system. He's a very gifted player, like by all means, but just didn't fit our system, like many players who have come through and not fitted our system.
What do you think of the Irabuna thing that he was massively our number 1? We was all raving about him, and then all of a sudden he's been, like some are saying now, he's not that good. His positional sense is awful. What do you think on Irabuna?
I think he tries. I mean, he's still a young lad, isn't he? You've got to realise he's not experienced in the Premier League, which baffled me when Sean Dyche was saying about Premier League experience and all this, and plays Irabuna, the amount of times that he's played him. I don't know. I'll brutally be honest with you. I don't really know. I liked Irabuna when he played. I just think him gassing out against Bournemouth in the manner that he did has obviously hindered him a lot. Do you know what I mean? There was rumours that apparently he asked a ball boy for a bottle of water or something, and he never had one. So it was just a case of Well, why is he doing that? Why is that not provided for him? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
but
I
again,
think it's
that sounds
mismanaged.
tight.
I think it's mismanagement, Jabbo, because Irabunum should have got taken off that game. He had a really good start to the game, and he should have got taken off, and then
He
he
should have.
completely
So should
he
have
was
Colin.
worn out. You got to look after your players, don't you? And I think Irabunum,
Yeah,
if he was taken off and we won that game, then fans wouldn't have massively called out his defensive work. They would have. I don't know. I think he's good. He's young anyway, and he's 9 million.
You know what? He looks very confident, though. He looks very
he's going to be a
confident
good
when he's
player.
on the ball. Yeah, he will be in a couple of years' time, but it's just getting him settled and that. And I think overplaying him's probably not the answer. Would I play him in a game like this? Probably not.
I thought you was going to say you're going to put him in now. After me just saying
No.
all that, you was probably going to say, right, Irabunum, he's playing.
Nah, do you know what? It'd be good to see it. Do you know what? It'd be good to see him in. It would be. But
who are we going for?
Options. We've got Garner. We've got
Garner, James
Decore.
Garner, Garner Gay, and Decore.
Is Garner Gay back, is he?
Yeah, Garner Gay is back. There was a family matter passing away, but he is back now, they said.
Depends how he's getting on now, innit? That's the thing about Garner Gay, because obviously his family bereavements and stuff like that. Which then would knock it down to 2 if he's missed a game, and so it then does knock down to 2. Does he play Garner or does he play Decore? For me, I'd put James Garner there.
You did mention it earlier on, didn't you? You did say when we spoke about him in the right back, you preferred to see him in the centre. So,
yeah, definitely. But you know what, though? In fact, hold on a minute. We'll keep Garner in the middle. But I am forgetting someone for right back, by the way, and this could actually change the whole dynamic of the team. What happens if he keeps Young at left back and puts Nathan Patterson right back?
You could do. Would you drop Mikalenko then?
You can't drop someone who's injured. You
can't
drop someone who's been injured, can you? He's available, but you can't. He wouldn't be classed as being dropped because he's been injured. But
oh yeah, he wouldn't be dropped.
I mean, if I had it my way, Young would be completely out the side and Nathan Patterson'd be there. But I think Dyche has got a massive, massive agenda against Nathan Patterson, to be honest.
We could put Patterson right back. If you want to put Patterson right back, we can put Patterson right back. Are you looking at that now and getting scared what Nate's going to come?
The thing is, though, you've got to look at it. Patterson didn't play a full 90 for the under-21s, but he didn't play for the under-21s the other day, which then obviously makes him available for our selection. Omari Benjamin's also
isn't fit in the comments. No, Patterson. By the way, I think Patterson is fit. I just think Dyche is.
Patterson is fit. He just didn't play a full 90 in that game the other day that Brownfight played, and he played like 60, 70 minutes, something like that.
You've got to remember as well, Dyche was like, even when Patterson was available all these other seasons, Dyche wouldn't play Patterson. So I don't know why some Everton fans are acting like, yeah, if Patterson was available, he'd be straight in, because Dyche has never rated Patterson that much. He's always pushed him out, and I feel Dyche has hindered Patterson a little bit because he's always pushed him out and knocked his confidence. There was rumours he slapped him around the head. So I honestly do believe if we've got a new manager, Patterson. Yeah, I think Patterson would be in if we've got a new manager. Are we sticking with that then? Are we putting Ashley Young in? We've got to, haven't we, I suppose? I mean, got to. I personally would play James Garner there. Yeah, I think that's what Dyche might do, so we'll stick with it because we'll try and get what Dyche is going to do. Right, Nate, then. Go on, then. Go on. You're giving it large, Nate. What you hitting us with there? What you call it at? What you got, Nate?
Sorry, what you say there?
I said you were coming at us there. Go on. Where are you hurting us? What are you seeing that's weak? Go on. Come at us then, Nate. You mentioned Ashley Young. That's the first thing.
Well, I mean, look, anybody that has watched Ashley Young at this age play football knows that a player like Eze will have a field day with him. But having said that, Ashley Young's been in the game a long time. He probably knows how to deal with tricky players like Eze. So don't count him out. You know, that's me trying to play devil's advocate. I can see Eze having a lot of joy down that left if Ashley Young is playing. If Patterson was to play, different story because Patterson's a good young player. But having said that, Calvert-Lewin is a problem for us because he always scores against us. Doesn't matter how bad out of form he is. He's guaranteed to score against us. The guy could not score for 800 minutes of Premier League football. Scores against Crystal Palace. It's just a fact. It doesn't even need to be debated at this point. I'm not saying I don't rate Calvert-Lewin for the record, but I'm just pointing out that even when he's on his bad patches of form, the minute he plays Palace, yeah, he's back in form. I don't know because, again, as I said, Everton is never a happy hunting ground for us. So as much as I have confidence that we've got a much stronger team on paper, as you said earlier, Dan, the game isn't played on paper, and on their day, Everton can cause a lot of shocks to people. And the thing is, you're good at taking the lead in games, but for some reason you decide to have absolute brain farts at the worst time and you surrender 2-0 leads. Have you done it twice already this season? And I'm not trying to stick the knife in. I'm just pointing out. It's back to back. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, we don't score that many.
Bournemouth and then Villa, weren't it?
Oh, my God. That says a lot. But we haven't really found the goal-scoring knack yet. And people might say, oh, but, you know, Elise going didn't help, but Elise alone was not the be-all and end-all. He was a great player for us, and I've got nothing but it's great to see him thriving at Bayern Munich, but we still have to let a lot of the new players that have come in settle in first because, you know, Kamada, you know, he's a bit up and down. He's good some games, he's bad some other games. Ismail Assar, he looked on it against Man United. We were lucky that we weren't 2 or 3-0 down at half time in that game, and we probably were unlucky not to win it in the second half. So a draw was probably about right. But there's players in that Everton team that I just know they don't have to be in great form, but the second they play Palace, they're world beaters. That's what it is. A player hasn't scored in 400 minutes of Premier League football, scores against Crystal Palace. It's just written.
Sounds like Everton. Sounds like Everton, Nate. We say that about us as well. You can guarantee when Everton are playing, I think it was against Sheffield United, that goes, this striker has never scored. Scores. Ashley King used to play for us. He went back to his old team. He scored a hat-trick. Trust me, we know the feeling of ex-players and players that haven't got any sort of form get form against us.
I hear it.
Like, on the screen.
We coined a saying over on our channel where it's, what's that? This team hasn't scored in X amount of games. Come play Charity Professional Football Club. It's written in the initials of our football club. So it doesn't matter how bad a team can be. The second they play us, all of a sudden they're back on track. I mean, we made hard work of QPR's B team in the League Cup in the last round. And that's no shade on QPR. They played very well, to be fair to them. But we played our first team, and I'm looking at it going, if we had played our B team and they're playing their first team, I'd understand. But it's the opposite end of the spectrum. We've played our first team, and we're making hard work of a lower positioned championship team. I'm thinking, oh wow, we are so bad. But
but we played Southampton in the cup, didn't we, Jebbo? And we wasn't much better in that cup game, was we? We were shocking in that cup game. We're out.
To be fair, though, again, Dyche subbing off Beto and bringing on Ashley Young doesn't really do much, does it? Do you know what?
The thing is, guys, if you guys played a Premier League team, we were playing a championship team, and we made hard work of a championship team. And I know the League Cup and the League are a totally different ball game, but I think tomorrow's game, whoever scores first has got to score the second goal. And I know Everton and 2-0 scorelines is the worst possible thing you've seen in back-to-back games, but if you can score first, that's going to massively drain the confidence out of our team because we don't really do well when we've conceded the first goal. The only time we have actually done well was Chelsea and Leicester. And even then we got very lucky against Leicester because, I'm not going to lie, that first goal probably was offside, to be fair, but we got screwed over at Brentford in the first game of the season. So VAR had to give us one back. But I don't look forward to Everton away. And I know I've said this before, but it's just this thing where you just have a hoodoo over us at Goodison Park. And I like Goodison Park as a ground. It's going to be sad to see it go. But look, the stadium you're moving into is a work of art. And it's only, it's good to see Everton making that move up. But now you need to put the team back in the top end of the table because that's where I've always known Everton to be. And this is even before we got promoted. Everton, for me, were always a top 6, top 7 side. And granted, your Newcastles and Man Cities have changed the dynamic, but Everton were always there or thereabouts. But they've allowed themselves to progressively get worse and have other teams take over them. So, a club like Everton shouldn't be in the relegation bracket, in my opinion. I know other people may have a differing view, but
we cry that out as Everton fans. We've been saying our standard and our bar at the minute is pathetic, and we are hoping that this new owner changes our standard, and because our bar is so low, and sometimes it's got that bad that you start accepting players being shit and stuff like that, and you start thinking, well, he tried. Our bar's become so low, and we need to get that bar, the standard of our team, back up. We've got no standard at the minute, and we need to push to be better. We have got some good players in, so hopefully good players in, a good manager, new ownership, new stadium, we could be on the mend. Right, the teams that have come in, the Blues have said Pickford, Garner, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Miko, Garner, Gay, Mangala, Lindstrom, McNeil, and Jai, DCL. So it's very similar to ours. He's put Garner, Gay in, and he's put James Garner in the right back position. Paul Fars has gone for Pickford, Coleman, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Miko, Lindstrom, Garner, Tim, McNeil, and Jai, DCL. Best side possible. Yeah, we do need to go strong. We need this win so bad. And like you said, Jabbo, it's be all and end all for Dyche. If Dyche wants to keep his job, he has got to play the best team here, because the owners are watching him. And if he pees off us fans this game, we're going to erupt, because we know now that the new owners are going to be watching this game. And if Dyche winds us up, we'll show it. And it won't look good. It won't look good. We'll get him the sack. We really will. I think we will anyway.
I mean, the thing is with Sean Dyche, though, you've got to realise that Moshiri is still the owner of Everton Football Club. So he's not going to fork out X amount of money to sack Sean Dyche and pay the rest of his contract off. It'll be, unfortunately for us, mate, we've probably got another 7-8 weeks to wait for that. Which then you look at it, bypass that is, I know, Newcastle, Ipswich, Southampton, games that are big and massive for numerous amounts of reasons. Newcastle, we hate them, even though they try to force some rivalry with us. I don't understand that. Ipswich and Southampton, they'll be down there with us this season. I hate to say it, but we are going to be down there this season. I don't really know how else to put it, to be honest.
No, I did say when I was on Nate's channel yesterday, I said to Nate, "Are you worried about being in a relegation battle?" Because I honestly do believe, like, I know we say Everton's expectations need to be higher, but this season we've just put both teams on paper there, and we're both at the bottom end of the table, and our form's shite, and we have got little weak areas in our teams, and I don't know, if you was to say to me mid-table this season, I'd snap your hands off. It's not going to be easy. Crystal Palace, there, really good team. It's not going to be easy.
Dan, you've got to look at it like this. You can only play with fire for so much before you get burnt. Now, Newcastle, it happened to them. Aston Villa, prime example. They were fighting down there for many years. Happened to them. They got relegated eventually. Sunderland, happened to them. They got relegated eventually. So at some point, unless we sort our shit out, there will be a point where it will happen to us. Now, none of us want that to happen, but you've got to look at it from a real point of view, that you can only fight down there for so long before it does eventually happen to you. And unless we sort our own shit out, it probably might happen to us. Now, my issue is if it does happen to us, we're probably going to be down there for a long time. And I don't even want to think about that, to be honest, because there's no point thinking about this at that time and moment. I think the main point of us is getting game by. We've got to go through this game by game. Now, it's not what we deserve or what we want or anything like this. We're in the trenches, and we've got to go through this game by game, because otherwise we're going to be fucked in a massive degree. And none of us want that to happen, to be honest.
No, I agree with you. We have got to get stuck in. We've got to cannot this season going into that beautiful stadium that Nate's just massively complimented be in the Championship. everyone would love coming to that new stadium, and
it'd be the most Everton
everyone
thing
would play
ever,
good
though.
against us if it was in the Championship. We'd be buggered. Like, literally, if we went in the Championship, that'd be one of the best stadiums. Well, it would be the best stadium in the Championship. Everyone would want to play there. Everyone would play well there. We'd be buggered. Nate, I was just touching on you. Like, we just said we get scared of being in relegation battles now because we've been in probably 2. Last season probably wasn't a relegation battle. It was kind of a point deduction battle. But Nate, do you get scared of being in a relegation battle? You've not been in them, have you?
Well, see, I've seen my club both get relegated and survive relegation battles, so I've been on both ends of that whole thing, because the last time we got relegated was 2004-05, last game of the season away at Charlton, and trust me, that was horrible. But what worries me about our start to the season is that we haven't hit the ground running. And I know it's easy to say there's no Elise, there's no Anderson, but 2 players alone should not be the cause of, well, two players leaving, should I say, shouldn't be the root cause of you starting slowly. But a part of me is worried if we don't start winning games. That's the crucial thing, because I look at the point at Chelsea, the point at Man United, solid points. You take that every day of the week, because on another day we could have been skinned by both of those teams. The point against Leicester, on one hand, I'm saying it's a decent point. On the other hand, I'm thinking we should be a newly promoted side in that fashion, being 2-0 down and having to claw back a point. The Brentford game, take out the controversial decision, we weren't really that great. The West Ham game, again, weren't really that great. But Glasner always starts slow. So the confidence I get is that once he does get one win, hopefully he goes on a run where everybody forgets about the start to the season, because nobody cares how you start the season if you finish the season strongly. That was evidenced by us last season. We were horrid under Roy Hodgson for a good 2/3 of last season. Glasner came in, and just for that little run at the end of the season, I was saying to myself, if you gave me 11th place right now, I'd take it. And then we snuck, a top half finish at Brighton's expense, which was brilliant, because how we managed that, I don't know. And there was me thinking, okay, get the right recruitment in the summer. Ideally, try and hold as many of our players possible as we can, but we weren't going to keep Elise. I knew that from the minute that the season ended. What was pivotal to us, build on what we achieved last season, which, don't get me wrong, finishing 10th is no big achievement, but, the whole point is we wanted to be pushing towards those European football places. Realistically, we don't have the squad or the means to do so, so I'm not really saying I expect it, but yeah, I don't want us to be in that relegation dogfight, because it's horrible. It's not fun, because you literally have to scrape for every point that comes your way. But I still think we have enough to get out of, but we need the players that we aren't seeing perform at the minute really turn up. And we need to see some players that haven't had much of a shout yet have their say, because we've got players like Mateus França coming back off injury. He needs to have a big season this season, because he came in for a lot of money at the start of last season and he never really got much of a look in. And the few times we got, he looked pretty good. But that's a player that we want to see. Why did we give Flamengo X amount of money for him? Because we could have signed a number of Brazilians to complement signing that one Brazilian. So for us, it's very much a case of get the first win as early as possible, be it tomorrow, be it the game after this, ideally tomorrow, but, where Everton leaves a lot to be desired. As soon as we get that first win and that takes that monkey off Glasner's back, the better, because Glasner's a very good manager. And I don't know how we managed to bring him to Palace, because I was still convinced we were getting a Gareth Southgate. And I was like, oh, God, no, I can't go through this again. I can't do it again. It was bad enough with Pardew, let alone Southgate. The ex-player coming back as a manager thing, we've done it 2 times over. It needs to end. And ironically, our former managers are DOF. Yeah, just for argument's sake, I really, really hope we get a win tomorrow. I know that mirrors what you guys will hope for Everton as well, because the sooner that a club like Everton are out of this relegation battle and you're for higher up the table, the better. Because as I said earlier, Everton Football Club should not be in the relegation picture. That should be by rights your Luton Towns and Brightons, and even us, to be fair, because we're not as established a Premier League team as Everton. You've been here since the start. We've in the league, out the league, in the league, out the league, and this is our longest run in the league. So, yeah, for a club like Everton, you shouldn't be anywhere near that relegation picture for me.
No, well, Jebbo says we need the win. Nate says he needs to win. We're both saying to get away from this shitty relegation sort of scrap this season. It can start now. We need the win, right? So Jebbo's saying we need the win. I'm saying Everton need the win. Nate's saying Crystal Palace need the win. It's time, isn't it? It is time for the last part of the show. Everyone, score predictions. Clash, this is right. Let's do this. People in the comments, it's the last part of the show. Get your score predictions in. I'll read them out before we end the show. I'm going to go for Jebbo first, then Nate, then me. I want your score prediction and your goal scorers. So, on you first. I'm interested to see what you got to say here.
Fuck. Do you want what I really want, or do you want a realistic opinion? I don't know.
I don't know whether I just want you to try and get the right score prediction. So I guess I'm going to say realistic.
Fuck.
I'm hoping your realistic has got Everton all over it, but I don't know. Just you try and get it right. Imagine you've got like
what I want to what's real, though. It's two completely different things at the moment, because I do truly believe the Sean Dyche's edge just fell off and rolled down the road somewhere. I don't
forget
know.
Sean Dyche, right? Forget Sean Dyche. You need to like on Peter Pan, where you've got to believe. You've got to believe that you are Peter Pan. This is what it's like.
Well,
you've got to believe.
If Nate said to me, though, if he said to me tomorrow, right, Everton are going to win 1-0, I'd slap his hand off. If he said to me it was going to be a 0-0 draw, I'd slap his hand off. So
he might do. He might say that. Yeah, we don't know.
I think it's going to be 1-0 either way. Either way. That's a realism.
Who's the goal scorer? That's going to tell me which way it is. Who's the goal scorer?
Oh,
the goal scorer. I know which way it is.
Fucking no. Dwight McNeil.
You know that? Yes, he's gone Everton. Thank God he's gone Everton. Get your score predictions in the comments. He has gone McNeil. Everton 1-0. I'm glad I seen some blue blood bleeding out your nose then finally. You know what I mean?
Mate, honestly, it's one of them. It's going to go either way. We've seen it. It could just be a stalemate, shitty 0-0 draw, to be honest, which I think both teams don't need. It's none of us want that, to be honest.
No, Jebbo, I hear you. This is why I'm never confident with Everton. Everton could be absolutely on the floor, awful, brutal, but the minute they play Palace, all of a sudden they turn into Brazil. Prime Ronaldinho, prime Ronaldo, prime Rivaldo, prime Roberto Carlos, all of that. And I'm looking at, where was this when you lot played Villa? Where was this when you played Bournemouth? Nah, you save it for us, innit? All right, cool. Yeah, no. Here we go. Optimistic, I'll say 2-1 Palace. I think Calvert-Lewin's guaranteed to score because I love scoring against us. I need an Eddie and K goal because I need to see him scoring a goal for us. So hopefully he gets the winner. And Ismail Sarr to score as well because, again, I need him to get his first goal. But I could easily see this going 2-1 Everton as well with Calvert-Lewin, as I mentioned. And to be fair to him, because I do like maybe Illiman and Jai, because, he's a player that I think we could have a problem with. So I'm saying 2-1 either way.
So you're going 2-1 Crystal Palace was your main one, wasn't it?
So optimistic. I'm saying.
Let me just put you 2 seconds. You see if it helps your signal. Your signal was going a little bit. Then I'll put you back in. So you're saying 2-1 Crystal Palace. You're going for
2-1 either way. So either way, it's 2-1 Palace, 2-1 Everton. I'm not going to really lean on the fence here. I'm kind of can see it go, as Jabba said in his, it could go either way, really. We can't defend. Everton can't defend. So neither team is keeping a clean sheet here.
No,
in fact, hold on a minute. Can I change my score prediction a minute?
Go on then, Jebbo. I never let anyone change the score prediction, Jebbo, because I like your blocks.
Well, based off what he said, right, he's got a point. Both of our defences are a bag of shite. So based off that, 5-3 Everton, we're going to see a goal first and we're going to win the game. Fuck it, up the Toffees.
Get in, Jebbo. That's why I got you on the channel. 5-3, 5 goals. I'm not even going to ask you the goal scorers because you've set yourself a big challenge there. 5-3.
Fuck.
I know.
Mate, I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
I hope to God that actually backfires horribly on you, Jebbo. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I can't lie. 5-3. Okay.
I like it. And you know what? I was actually going to say 2-1, but now Jebbo's gone 5-3. I've got Jebbo. I'm with Jebbo here. I'm going all headbutt with Nate here. I'm going right. Let's Everton 4-1. 4-1. We're going to smash you up. By the way, I do massively respect Crystal Palace. Eze is fantastic, and I was going to say 2-1, a very close game.
Do I hear an Everton jinx coming over them? Oh, is that an Everton jinx? Okay, yeah, we'll have that.
We fight with all of our might for the boys in the royal blue jersey. You know what I mean? Let's do this. I'm ready for this now. 4-1. I'm going for. I love it because Nate was really negative, and then we've got really positive, and all of a sudden Nate's ready for it now as well. It's got him all up for it now as well. So we're all ready for this game now. We just love our teams, don't we? We can't not back a team up. And we are, like, Nate wasn't that confident, but as soon as we start giving it large as Everton fans, Nate's ready. He wants it now. He's ready. I'm saying 4-1. My goal scorers is Njai, McNeil, Calvert-Lewin, and Branthwaite's got to score on his debut, and Branthwaite would be a boomer back on his debut. He'd probably score the first goal, Branthwaite, as well, a header. Yeah, so that's not even unrealistic. Branthwaite can score, McNeil can score, and John can score, and Calvert-Lewin can score. Nothing wrong with that.
Dan, I'm going to upset you right now. He is scoring the first goal, but he's scoring an own goal. Because trust me, I'm here for the Everton misery right now. I'm entering my villain arc. I don't care, bruv. I'm shameless. Branthwaite,
I can't hear what you're saying, mate. You're cutting out.
To be honest with you,
it has to happen.
You know what will get us all up for it tomorrow, right? Someone going 2 foot right through Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah, that'll be good as well. We'll take that. A headbutt as well. So to be fair,
don't worry. You see your poster boy Calvert-Lewin? He's getting put in a fat split.
More like Dean Henderson's getting put in a fat split.
Calvert-Lewin's going to score, and he's going to be doing. Calvert-Lewin's going to be scoring, and he's going to be doing model poses and all that when he scores after his
Calvert-Lewin hat-trick, mate. Fuck it. Calvert-Lewin hat-trick.
Nate's getting it. Do you know what? The last time I can remember, I'm not sure which game it was, but you remember that game where we played and Mateta grabbed Tarkowski by the throat, and we really all went fighting and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a big clash. If Mateta does play up front, like you said, Nate, they do clash. It's going to because he's a big guy. Tarkowski likes the rough. Branthwaite likes it rough. With dogs of war, we're ready. We are ready for this game.
Hey, sorry, Royal Rumble settings. Let's have a scrap because after that pitch invasion, we ain't forgotten. We ain't forgotten. You know them ones. It's misery settings for the Royal Blue Mersey. You know them ones.
We're inviting Roy Keane. We're inviting Roy Keane to set Vieira out next time. We're ready for it.
Bun Roy Keane, mate. Forget Roy Keane. Nobody cares about Roy Keane and his dead opinions. But look, Dan, real talk, bringing it back down a bit. Hopefully it's a good game. It's going to be heart attack settings for both sets of fans because I don't trust Palace any day of the week. You lot don't trust Everton any day of the week. So it's just going to be like, do we have to put ourselves through this? This is the one time I don't wish I followed football. But now, look, tomorrow, it's usually a good game between both. Both sets of fans have a good bit of a laugh. So hopefully it's a good game. But hopefully the red and blue end of South London takes the 3 points. But look, best of luck to Everton, apart from playing us this season. Because I've got nothing but love for Everton. Great club, great fans. And you're actually less... sorry. When it comes to the red half of Merseyside, I'm like, I have to see them every day of the week over here. They're insufferable. At least Everton fans, when they win, they leave it alone. But Liverpool fans, you don't hear the end of it. And that's even from a Crystal Palace fan. It's like, why do you care you beat us? Why? Like, it don't make no sense.
Do you know where there was I can't remember what game it was, but do you know when Stevie G slipped? When Gerrard slipped and they lost the league? Crystal Palace started that momentum off. You beat Liverpool.
No, we drew.
Big game. Yeah, you drew.
No, Chelsea beat them.
And that's what started it. Yeah,
and then
you started.
We drew with them. But look, I'm going to be real. What made it sweeter for us was the following season. Gerrard's last home game.
Punching Town, I remember.
Yeah, Gerrard's last home game at Anfield. That was a good day. That was a very good day.
I'm going to get the score predictions on. So the score predictions, and then we're going to finish, and we'll give you two a plug, and we'll finish the show. It's been a cracking show. We do go over on time, but to be fair, I just love listening to what you lot have got to say. Cracking guests. We ain't had you on before, so I did want to get a lot of what you got to say on. Eugene has gone Everton 4-1. DCL hat-trick and McNeil. Love it. The Blues, see, not all the same. The Blues has gone for 1-1. Calvert-Lewin.
Okay, that's an interesting score pick. Okay, fair enough.
The Blues is he's like a professional referee and a professional manager. He treats it real. He doesn't just go biased. The Blue goes proper, sensible on what he goes for. It's
look, I don't mind bias, Dan. I'm all for bias. Bias is the part of the game. It's part of being a fan. I'm just impressed that he went Lacroix.
Paul said I'd give it anything for a 1-0. So would I, mate. I just want to
trust
win.
me.
Any more score predictions? Let's have a look. He said jinxed it now. We said the big goals, there'll be a 0-0. Emma has said 8-8. 8-8. I mean, what do you think?
No, I think that's playing up with us lot going a bit crazy with predictions.
On the vlog. Jebbo does the vlogs, and imagine you at the game with 16 goals, Jebbo. You'd be going nuts.
Fucking
You'd be taking ages to cut all
Get
that
me
up.
down to Pop World then, mate, innit?
I'll be sending shots at him on our channel. I'll be sending shots at him and be like, hang on. How many did he have seen 8 goals go in both nets? 8 all would be a mad score.
Goals, Jebbo. You are doing
very
crazy.
Well. Yeah.
The Paul said he can't believe I've gone 4-1, but I have. I don't care. We're doing it. I'm taking
back it, man. Back it. Yeah, 100%. You got to back it.
I am. I've said my goal scores and I believe in them. That's it. I'm behind them. Everything Everton, love you, lad, has gone 3-0. He's gone 4. And the Blues, who went, imagine getting called a referee. Jesus Christ.
He's not happy about that.
I don't know, the Blues. Well, I don't know. You're professional in something, the Blues. I'm going to have to say you're probably a manager. You're probably like Carlo.
He's fair. You can say he's fair, but maybe calling him a referee was maybe a step too far.
Yeah, with the way the referees are nowadays. But he knows his stuff, the Blues does. He knows his
call him Michael Oliver.
Right. The referees just lately are shocking. Oh, my God. They're getting worse.
No, you can't call Michael Oliver a referee. Trust me. You don't call that guy a referee. That's like calling Mark Clattenburg a referee. Come on now.
Fuck them.
They are shocking. Right, we are at the end of the show. I mean, cracking guests. Jebbo, give yourself a plug, mate. Tell everybody where you are. I have put your link in the description. I was just making sure you both come on first. I couldn't get the Eagle-Eyed link in, but I'm sure, Nate, you'll give him a plug after Jebbo. But where can they find you, Jebbo? You have got your own channel, haven't you? In the description, his channel is. On
the Jebbo37 YouTube channel. Just do match day vlogs, stuff like that. Bit more to come on Everton as well in the near future as well. So, yeah, just come and join the misery and what comes of Everton Football Club, I suppose.
Yeah, get over, give them a like and subscribe, and literally, they're good vlogs as well. They're not really long; they're just good, and he catches the goals, catches reactions, and it proper gives you a feel of the fans and stuff like that. So, get on Jebbo's stuff, give him a subscribe. It's in the description. I've put it in the description on this channel, so we've got no excuses. It's there. Go in the description. The link's there. It'll take you straight over to his YouTube. Hit the like and subscribe, and get behind him because if you like vlogs, it's a cracker.
I've just subscribed to Jebbo, by the way. I've just subscribed
as well.
Oh, nice.
What's that, Nate? Sorry.
I just said I've just subscribed to Jebbo's channel. I subscribed to your channel earlier today, Dan, by the way.
Cheers, Nate. Cheers, Nate. Right, Nate, plug yourself then. Let's finish with you then. Tell them about yourself, Nate.
Yeah, just give me one sec there. Hang on. So you can find me over on Eagle-Eyed Football, Crystal Palace YouTube fan channel. We do mostly fan cams at home games, but we always do a match reaction for most games. Obviously, we'll be doing a bit of, there'll be a vlog coming out tonight for the women's game, which ended 7-0 to Chelsea. But it's Chelsea. They're the league champions 5 years in a row. I knew we were getting absolutely killed. So, I've no issue with that. But you can find us over on Eagle-Eyed Football. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow's a good game. Best luck to Everton apart from the 2 games you play us. After these 2 games, I want nothing but the best for Everton and all the misery for Liverpool. That's all it is.
The cracking stuff. Paul has just said, I just want to see more of And I Will Always Love You. What a hard song to sing. That is a song that will never get going with the fans, is it? Because if you've got to be a really good singer to sing that song.
Purely for that, I hope it's 5-0 Palace tomorrow. No. Less of that. I'm not hearing this. No.
Mate, if you actually listen to some of my Enjoy songs, mate, I'll put some good songs and shorts for Enjoy. Really good songs on the shorts. And
I don't doubt that, but purely for that alone, no, it has to be 5-0 Palace tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Mate, you sing Whitney Houston. Can you sing that song, I Will Always Love You?
I don't want to give either of you a brain injury, so I'm going to refuse to do that purely for your own protection.
Exactly. It is impossible. Right, everybody, on that note, it's a big game. I mean, I knew it was a big game before we come live, but listening to Nate, listening to us, we're ready. This is massive. This literally could kickstart either Crystal Palace's or our season. It's a massive, massive game. Like, for us, if we withdrew our last game, so if we win this, we're unbeaten in 2. And then you can crack on and build on that, and then you're unbeaten in 3, and all of a sudden you can find
4.
yourself pushing up to that mid-table. Not
We're
even
unbeaten
talking
in
about
4 if we
relegation
win
battles.
tomorrow. Dan, it's 4. We drew our last 3.
Oh, so you're unbeaten in 4. Yes, so you won it as well. So yeah, this is massive. This is a massive game. Thanks everyone for listening. Remember to hit that like and subscribe. I am going to be dropping the banner now. Up the Toffees, that's what I'm going to say. I don't know what Nate says, but we say up the Toffees.
Up the Palace.
Fight.
Eagles!
Fuck the Palace, up the Toffees.
Let's do this.